What up?
My name is Betty. Welcome into Pete's Corner Store, episode 3, everybody. I took a nap this morning. That's why I sound like I'm actually alive today. It's Pete and Love Buzz here. We're going to talk about the most effed up movies you've ever seen. By the way, I saw Darren. He came in last night. He was like, you should have had me on the car dealership episode. I had to tell you so many things. Apparently, he used to sell cars, and he was like, telling me, he was like, yeah, your story was just complete horse crap about how they treated you. He's like, they weren't serious about the deal. I was like, yeah, I kind of figured it after a while.
Right? Where was he at?
Listen, it's my fault. I should invite him. I didn't know he knew so much about it, so I told him we'd have to give him. So we'll definitely have to give him this week about getting him on here. Darren, I know you listen to all these episodes, buddy. Next week, I'm going to text you all the information on how to be on here. You said using the app was the easiest way to get on there, right?
Yeah, you just go through the app.
Yeah. Okay. So, Darren, I'll tell you what app to download and everything, so you're ready to go for next week, and then you can pick the topic of what you want to discuss with us.
Darren?
But yeah, he came in this morning and we were talking, and I felt so bad because a good one of our customers that comes in normally, Julia, she lost her pit bull and was looking for it, and she was very upset. And I felt for her. I was like, man, nicest lady in the world, always comes in, really cool. She always uses your name, and I think it's more of it's just a proper thing, she does. But yeah, anyways, my phone is going crazy, dude. Somebody's hitting me up.
Uh-oh.
Guest associate at my job. Uh-oh. Looks like they're hiring for new people. Maybe they fired this other girl this morning. Let's start with that today, people. Let me tell you the dumbest shit that happens to me every fucking day when I'm at work, okay? People walk up to those self-checkouts and they say that they're card only. And yet again, nobody takes my advice and listens when I say, when it tells you right on the screen, it says it is card only, not cash. And you're like, it doesn't take cash?
No, it's
like, God damn it, man. What did it just fucking say to you? No? Okay. God damn. It's like going with the coffee pots, too, because we have those, like, high-tech ones, the bean to cup ones.
Uh-huh.
And these people get so flustered. Like, these older people get so flustered. They look at him like, what? What is this? I don't understand. I'm like, how about press the screen for one? Calm down.
I just want coffee.
That's what they say. That's what they say. I just want coffee. Well, listen, you pick a bean you like, we step it up. We get a Starbucks experience.
Right, which bean? It's like, but it is kind of crazy. Like, obviously, I know how to use technology. So when I roll up and I'm like, there is like 8 different coffee options here now on this.
It's not 8 options. There's only like 5 or 6, You take a minute and look at it, you're good to go.
How about when you all are supposed to have those 5 options and it's the same, and they're all Columbia roast? I'm just like,
no, we have them. You can see the beans on top of ours. We got those fancy ass ones. Darren will be able to confirm this for you when he comes in there. Look, he knows because he goes in. You can look to your left and see they have the beans on top. Okay,
I'm gonna call out some places here. Rofo, you need to get your life together.
Rural Farms. Oh, by the way, you know what Darren said? He goes, why didn't you call out the car dealership that it was? It's Southwest Jeep Dodge something over there. I have to look up the name of this fucking place. It was the worst fucking experience ever. He's like, you should have just called them out. You don't work there. I'm like, yeah, that's true. I just, And then the guy's name, Johnston or something like that. God, I'm like, who the fuck is naming these kids these days? All right, this goes back to our changing our name episode last week, okay? I'm still going to be Vash. That's going to change my name to my wife. I told my wife that. She goes, well, I'm not surprised. It's her exact words. I believe that's what she told me. She goes, I'm not fucking surprised. That's what she told me. Later I said, babe, I'm changing my name to Vash. She goes, why am I not shocked or I'm not surprised? That's one of the 2 answers she gave me. Like, you know what? Fuck you, all right? She's like, I already had a feeling you were going to do that.
So you're going to change it to Vash?
I'm going to change it to Vash. Yeah, why not?
Vash.
It'd be a dope-ass name, okay? I mean, name after an anime character. Why not? That is 100% me. So, all right, guys, let's get into this. The most fucked up movies you've ever watched. And for some reason, Human Centipede seems to show up on a lot of these lists I was looking up, like number 1.
Because it is. It's
Have you seen it? Have you and what my next question was when Buzz told me that, I go, listen, which one are we talking about? The first, second, or third? That's how fucked up I am. I watched all 3 of them front to back, title to ending. Okay, and the third one we think was the weirdest one of all because it was like a prison setting. And this old guy, he's got this hot blonde as his secretary that blows him in the middle of the first 5 seconds of this movie.
Oh yeah.
I'm like, what the fuck is going on here? Man, look like the crypt keeper over there. She's sucking on a wet trash bag.
I did see. All right, so based off, I'm looking at it to see which one I saw first. Like I've seen. I don't think I've
The
seen all of
black
them.
and white one is the second one with the little creepy little troll looking dude. That's the control
Yes,
booth operator.
I've
Yeah,
seen that. Yeah, I've seen that one.
that's pretty disturbing. Okay, anybody has not seen either any of these films, the second one, you get a scene where a pregnant woman escapes out of the place where he's keeping them. She ends up having the baby in the car, and then, yeah, you can imagine what happens next. Yep, it was bad. And you're watching it as it happens too. There's no cutaway. There's no cutaway. You watch exactly as it happens, and I'm like, oh hell no. I'm telling you.
Yeah, there's some stuff on here I haven't seen yet, like Blonde
Good Night
Cobra.
Mommy. Good Night Mommy. I'm telling you right now. If y'all have not seen Good Night Mommy, go watch Good Night Mommy. It's foreign film for all you people like to cry about reading subtitles. It's a very, very foreign film, but it is insanely weird, okay? So there's two things you're gonna notice, all right? The kids bring home a cat. Okay, watch what happens to the cat and keep an eye on that cat through the whole movie, okay? Because you're gonna notice something at the end. You're gonna be wondering why it's at where it's at, and then you figure it out right at the end what happens. The craziest thing ever. They torture this woman, glue her eyes shut and everything else, and start torturing their mom, tie her to the bed because they don't think it's really their mom. I was like, dude, this is crazy. These little kids are going savage on them.
Oh my god, I think I found it. So,
Oh, here we go.
remember I was telling you there's some weird. I thought it was German, and I'm sorry to the Germans.
Blaming the Germans.
A
God
Czech,
damn it.
it's a Czechs movie, Czechoslovakian. It's the 1988 release of Alice in Wonderland, and it's
Oh,
really
that's right. You were telling me about that.
it's really free. It's not. It's dark, disturbing, and so
I'm going to have to try and
bizarre.
see if I can find where I can watch that now because now I want to see.
Yeah, and I mean, it's got weird stuff like the rabbit gets cut open and somebody's eating sawdust out of him. It's really weird. Now
Kind
they
of like
do.
Pan's Labyrinth weird because Pan's Labyrinth was a fucking weird movie.
Oh, I think it's weirder than Pan's. Like I said, it reminds me of a Nine Inch Nails video, like an old school 1990s
Yes.
Nine Inch Nails video where they
Yes.
strap the guy to the machine and meat grind him. It's weird.
Oh, shit. Okay. Damn, I have to watch this for sure. I haven't watched that.
Yeah,
Okay,
it's
so someone has suggested Saltburn. Have you watched that yet? I'm thinking no.
no, I have not watched it. It's
Damn it.
on my watch
We
list
can't
though.
talk about it then. I can't say so. What I can tell you from anybody that hasn't seen this movie, it's weird, but I wouldn't say totally fucked up. The whole thing, how it goes down, is fucking genius. How this kid did it. That's all I can say. I can't tell you what kid did it, who did it, whatever. Let me tell you, it gets fucking weird. He does some weird shit like drinking the bathwater, and some other weird shit like that happens, and then he's like, you start to pick up near the end of it what's going on. And then when they reveal everything of exactly how everything went down, I was like, dude, what the fuck? That was masterful.
Some of my other favorite weird movies I've watched. You remember The Cell with Jennifer Lopez?
Yeah, see, that was really good too. The one where
The
she goes
Cell.
in that criminal's mind or whatever. Yeah, that was a fucking crazy ass movie.
That was. And then Being John Malkovich.
Yeah, see, I like John. That was an interesting one. In case anybody hasn't seen that, it's an older film. It is
99.
very interesting. Well, yeah, because we're old, anyways.
But
Yeah,
it's
the
good.
Big John
It's
Malkovich
really
one was
good.
pretty fucking weird though. How you just kept going in circles. Another good one was Inception.
Oh yeah, Inception is good.
No, that one was intense. Damn, I was like, all right, yeah. Remember that movie? What is it? The one with what's his name? Brad Pitt, where it's called Cool World. Ooh, you haven't seen Cool World? The one where he's human and he goes in the animated world or whatever, animated world or something. They call them noids or something like that.
No.
Yeah. So, anyways, this one guy, that's the creator of the whole thing. Okay, doesn't realize it's an actual world. So he's the one drawing these comic books. So he goes in. It's kind of like a Comic Zone thing for any nerds that listen to this. It kind of feels like a Comic Zone thing. You know how the guy gets trapped in the comic book or whatever, and the older guy's the one still drawing in all the shit? Well, basically, this guy gets caught in his own creation, ends up banging the main character, which I
Wait,
can't
I know what you're
remember.
talking about. Cool World, right?
Yeah, with the blonde.
Yeah, with
With
the
the
blonde.
blonde.
Yep.
Remember, she starts banging the dude or whatever and causes everything to go complete hangwire?
Right, because she wants to become human. She wants to become real.
Yeah, and she has like the goofy little gang of like weirdos that are with them, but it's all a created universe this guy made, so...
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a fucking strange movie, man. That shit, like, you get fucked up and watch that movie, you're in for a ride. It's about as good as Scott Pilgrim versus the World with all the fucking colors and shit that go on the screen.
I think the kids have watched that. I don't think I've watched it. I might have like peeked in on it or sad.
What, Scott Pilgrim versus the World? You've never seen it?
I probably watched it and it's
a very quotable movie. Damn.
I know.
Then I can't ask you about my email. Like, did you get my email? You're like, no, I skimmed it though.
Look, if you ever
pay for your insulin.
Listen. Let's talk about that real quick. Emails, because I go with this with my boss all the time.
Uh-oh.
I only read the first and the last lines of email. If that email is paragraphs long, you better get to the point at the bottom. You better wrap it up in a summary at the bottom, because that's the only part I'm reading besides the first sentence in the beginning.
No, I hear you.
Like, I can't do it. Like, it's just, I'm like, no.
What's a no.
big one that's not too, I mean, it's weird, but it's not too weird. Like, it's more of a good family movie. Big Fish.
She says more of a family movie.
Yeah, it's weird. It's like,
hey kids, let's sit down and watch as Mickey Mouse murders everybody. But this is a family movie and Mickey Mouse is in it. Yeah.
it's like a heartwarming story full of fantasy and magic. It's like a story of a storyteller, if that makes any sense. And you see like a strange...
You know what this feels like somebody's telling me is that somebody had literally commented, they said Avatar is the most fucked up movie they've seen.
What? Well, I mean, which one?
I don't know. They didn't specify. I said Avatar, like I had an Avatar with like a shocked face. I'm like, I want to know some fucked up movies. Like,
right.
In case anybody listening to this wants to watch a really disturbingly weird movie, watch the movie called Raw.
Oh yeah, Raw.
It's a French film, okay, about a girl who's a vegan, goes to veterinarian school, and basically gets hazed the first year. So what you find out eventually, she has cannibalistic urges, and you watch her go through these different scenarios where she starts eventually banging a roommate, okay? But before we get to that point, her sister and her are talking about grooming their vaginas, okay? So she's waxing, and you're watching this. Like, mind you, that we're watching a foreign film. We're not watching American. We're seeing everything. They're over there doing it and whatever, and the paper gets caught on the other side because this one got a bush like a fucking forest. So she goes in there with the scissors trying to cut them off, cut out the paper and say, oh shit, it's stuck. Let me get it out of there for you. The younger sister freaks out, kicks her hand, and lo and behold, what she sits up and sees is her fingers missing. Okay?
Oh my
God. Now
gosh.
you watch the younger sister go and find the finger, and the other one wakes up to look over and see that she's eating it like a chicken wing.
Oh my God.
And you're watching her do this. Like, there's no cutaway. You're watching her do this. Like, there's some crazy parts in this movie that are just insane. Like, you're like, damn. Like, this must be what it's like living in Europe. You can get away with all this shit because they were showing you some disturbing shit. Like, the end of the movie, like, for anybody who's probably not going to watch this movie, let me just tell you this thing ends, okay? So she wakes up. She's banging the roommate, of course, okay? Prior to this, she bites her own arm so hard that it bleeds, which you'll see in the trailer for this movie. But she gets to the end of this movie, her sister ends up killing the dude. Okay, so apparently it runs in the family. They all have cannibalistic tendencies. So the older sister gets jealous, stabs the dude to death, ends up eating part of his fucking leg. The other girl wakes up and she's in bed with this dude, okay? She has no idea what's going on. She wakes up completely just refreshed, like, oh, it's been a great morning. And all of a sudden she sees blood everywhere and freaks out because she's laying on this dude who's dead. And then basically, like, 90% of this guy's leg is missing. And you see it when they pull the blanket back. You see the little sheet come back, and his leg is all chewed to fucking hell. I'm like, dude, what the fuck? That was awesome. Apparently, that's what someone told me when I responded to when they said, oh, you should watch Sulfur. And I said, oh, you think that's great? You should watch this one.
Clockwork Orange is another classic weird movie.
which is great. Gives you the scene where the guy's raping him while singing "I'm Singing in the Rain."
Right. And have you seen it's what is that guy? Who's that guy? It's in Spanish. Antonio Banderas, The Skin I Live In, where he like makes the guy who like tries to rape or rapes his daughter into like looking like his wife and then like rapes him. Like does
Nope.
complete sex.
Nope. I guess I gotta watch this one, guys.
Oh my,
Shit.
it's so weird. Like he kidnaps a boy and turns him into his gender into a female with the help of like this stuff. Like and like he makes it so like the guy's like trying to off himself and he makes it so like there's his skin is like thick, like he can't cut himself and hurt himself and all kinds of stuff, like completely changes him. I was just like, this came out, it was like in 2011, so it's like way before like the trans stuff started coming out, but like it's like really crazy and weird. But yeah.
Well, remember was it a Siberian film or the one where the guy at the end ends up sleeping with his own son, doesn't even realize he's doing it?
Oh wow.
Yeah, that was a crazy one too. That one, he's like this sex worker guy, gets called in this weird contract, and he's like stuck. So he basically has to, like follow these orders because he's like, they're telling him to do it or else, basically. So he's basically getting threatened at one point. I'm trying to find the description of this movie because I don't remember completely. I think it's called A Siberian Film. A Serbian film. My bad. Okay, an aging porn actor started Greece University in an art film in order to make clean breaks of business. Only discovered that he's been trapped into making pedophile necrophilia themed snuff films.
Oof.
You can apparently watch this movie free on Vuda.
On Buddha.
It's pretty bad because the end of it, he gets tricked into banging his own son.
Yeah.
You're telling me. Now that was fucking weird. I was like, what the fuck am I watching here, dude? Like, I don't know if I ever really watched full of it. I just know people are telling me about it, and I was like, yeah.
I thought so some movies I think is like really, really weird and very mind blowing and just makes me think a lot about, it just makes you question all of reality, to me at least. Interstellar.
I don't think I've ever seen Interstellar. I have to watch it now.
You gotta watch it. Like, and I mean, like, there's some movies that you watch that make you question everything that kind of like scares you. Like, I had panic attacks watching this movie.
So don't watch it with Stacy, gotcha.
Yeah, don't watch it with Stacy.
She don't watch a lot of movies, man. She can barely hold her attention for a lot of them. I love her to death, but she doesn't like. She literally tried to watch the Dragon Ball superhero movie one time, and she fell asleep during the movie when we were dating. That's called dedication, kids. If your girlfriend goes and sees an anime film that has no interest in anime whatsoever, tries to stay awake for the movie, but she ended up falling asleep, wakes up in the end, I'm like, listen, kudos to you. I'm like, I told her I'm going to see this movie. I'm like, you want to come or you don't? You don't have to. If you don't want to, it's fine. I am trying to catch the Demon Slayer film that's supposed to be coming out only on the 23rd.
What?
It's only going to be in theaters one day. So I'm like, I don't know which one it is exactly. So I'm going to look up and see.
That would be cool. I want to see that. Definitely. There's something else coming out that I think me and you talked about. Something else. Maybe. They're doing another live action Avatar, I think. They're trying again. Let's go back to that.
Listen, Avatar is going to become like fucking Fantastic Four. You know how many movies of those we have? Just too fucking many.
Well, that's the thing. But like nobody ever really grasped it really good. So like when they did the Avatar, the most recent Avatar movie they did with the guy from like the Twilight movies, that shit was a shit show. And I was just like, what is this? Now, if your friend's talking about like the 1980s, 1990s version of Avatar, which is like more like a Mortal Kombat Avatar, that was pretty cool. That was a weird one.
I don't know what she was talking about. Like I thought it was the weirdest response I ever heard in my life. I'm like, what the fuck is that for an answer? And friend, if you're listening, what the hell kind of answer is that? Is that the most fucked up movie you've seen is Avatar? I've got about a list about 6 pages long of things that will disturb you just from the first 5 minutes of these movies. Like those Terrorizer ones with Art the Clown. Like those films crack me the fuck up. Like that one gets pretty gruesome too. They've already talked about making a third one. They already did the second one and said it's pretty gruesome. I've seen part of the first one I watched. The second one, I believe, is the one I watched where he's sitting in the laundromat having a conversation with himself in his underwear. And he doesn't say a fucking word. He's sitting there miming the whole thing to himself. He's just sitting there talking to himself, and this guy's sitting in the corner of the thing sleeping, which is completely awkward in itself. And he's just sitting there having a conversation, a full-on conversation. And he just opens his eyes, looks forward, and Art's just standing there talking to himself. And he's got the hood on, but he's got no clothes on or nothing else. He's just standing there. And then he looks at him, and the next thing you know, he's cleaning up a mess with a mop. And then you realize he took the mop handle and shoved it through the guy's head. I was like, oh, okay, that's charming. God. That's great. That's great. Yeah, but I still, oh, by the way, everybody, in case anybody didn't know, starting June, we're going to start doing video podcasts. We're going to start trying to post on YouTube as well. Like that. So, but yeah, I've been looking at Riverside thing. By the way, it was basically like that. It has like a studio feature or something. I don't know. I'm gonna look at it later.
Yeah, I think that would be cooler to do little.
Well, it's like thinking
podcast.
YouTube is better exposure for us anyway. So.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Because Google owns YouTube, which I didn't know that apparently. So I'm lost on that feature.
So I have some movies to watch. I got to watch Raw.
Yeah.
I don't know if I can make it through any of the other human centipedes.
She's like, I'm gonna try. I tried. It was that horrible. Oh, was it Green Inferno? Was another good one too, where they watched the cannibals eat the fucking person alive. Like the big dude gets drugged up, and then they take him out there, and he thinks he's like they're celebrating him, but really they're about to dine on him.
I've really been watching like a lot of documentary shows and movies. So like I watched the one movie they made off of that soccer crew that crashes in the Chile Mountains, and they end up eating the crewmen to stay alive, and that, like, I don't know, there's like 7 or 10 survivors.
Oh yeah. You ever seen Alive? The Alive is another one just like that too. Where it was like, I think it was one of the first films where they had that whole scenario happen.
Yeah.
The plane crashes in the mountains in the wintertime or whatever, and they got to eat someone to stay alive, basically.
Yep. I watched that, and then I just watched. It's called. It was a documentary. It was called A Friend of the Family, and it was really weird. It's like from the 70s, where like this guy kidnaps this girl twice and brainwashes her into thinking that aliens are gonna like kill her and hurt her family if she doesn't like have a baby with him. And he kidnapped her when she was like 12, and then it continued from 12 to 14 was the second time, and like he completely like brainwashed this child, and then she like helped advocate like getting like laws and stuff passed, and like I think they were like in Utah or something, like, if I remember correctly. So of course, like, weird, and they were Mormon, and like, but some of the shit, like in the court document stuff and like the video and like the reenactment stuff, is like the parents, like you could tell like the dad was kind of like, you're spending too much time with my one daughter, like why? And then like taking her out, just singling her out. They had like 3 girls, and he was singling out this one. And then like apparently like they're like, oh well, you knew he had like mental illnesses and stuff like that, but like back then like pedophilia wasn't like a thing known to people. But like one of his therapies that the parents of this kid was letting him do with their daughter was laying by her while she napped.
That wasn't fucking weird. Like,
yeah, like that wasn't a red fucking flag. Are you serious?
Like, what the fuck were the parents thinking? Maybe the guy, he explained it to him so good that they thought it was an actual treatment.
Oh yeah, and like he would listen to these tapes about being on the beach with his wife. I'm like, that's weird. And the mom's like, oh well, like the door was open, he was above the covers, and like I would walk in and check on him. I'm like, like never ever would I ever allow that? Like, are you serious? Like, even in the 70s, like, I don't even think, like, people are that stupid. These people were very naive and stupid. Oh, and come to find out, so, like, their church, so apparently, like, with the Mormon church, the LDS church people, like, when they confess their sins or say stuff, like, they don't report things. So, like, they knew that he kidnapped this girl, but he had already went to them, like the leaders, and said that he was drugging her and raping her.
Yep.
And they didn't call the police or say anything or tell the parents because they resolved it because he asked for forgiveness.
I don't know how much forgiveness you're going to get, but he would have been dead in my book. I would have shot his ass already. Fuck yeah.
Right?
He
And the
would...
thing is, the mom and the dad bought a gun. I thought they were gonna kill him, but like, you know, he eventually got arrested and went to jail. Like he got arrested a couple times, and like the system was letting him out. But back then, like there wasn't a lot of laws yet, so there's more laws now. But it was really weird. Like I binge watched all those episodes, and then she had like her own like little talking about it now, like going through the places where it all happened and everything. Documentary too. I watched. I was like, wow, that's crazy. But I'm so mind blown on the parents. Like.
I don't have time to watch all them damn documentaries. Okay, man. I work third shift, all right? I'm watching whatever entertains me at this time.
Right. And I've been watching the accused, are they guilty or not, like killer documentary. I don't know. I'm into all that stuff. I like watching the
Buzz is planning to murder her boyfriend, by the way. That's what she's trying to do. Just so y'all know. Mike, if you're listening, be careful. Watch out for the signs, man. She's doing research right now. Like, so what you're saying is if I do this, I won't get caught. I'm like, oh, no.
Well, there's a show called How to Get Away with Murder.
Oh, God, here we go. See what I tell you. Anybody who didn't see that one coming, y'all blind, all right? Y'all blinded by the light, okay? That's all I can say to you all.
Well.
Not well. We were talking about doing the blueprints of murder. You're like, oh, well, how to get away with this? Okay, notes, notepad there. And then, like, you don't find that a little strange? She's sitting there taking notes. I'm going to be texting right after this, Michael. Be alert. She's taking notes on how to murder people. And he's going to be like, what?
What?
Huh?
No, he's actually home today. He has off there. He's playing
Helldivers? Yeah, I know. Yeah. I saw that shit. Now I'm going to have to buy a PlayStation. Get it. It kind of reminds me of Halo and Destiny mixed together with just complete awesome shit. I've been playing, what is it, Suicide Squad Kills the Justice League? That one's been fun. You know, people have been taking a big, massive dump on it. They're like, oh, it's not fun. Oh, it's repetitive. I'm like, oh, shut the fuck up. I like it. It kind of reminds me of Marvel Ultimate Alliance, so go fuck yourselves if you don't like it. I don't know what to tell you, fuckers. I'm currently watching the Slammin' Salmon in the background here while we're recording, by the way. In case you haven't seen this one's fucking hilarious.
What is it?
It's called the Slammin' Salmon.
Slammin' Salmon?
The Slammin' Salmon, yep. You ever seen Waiting? It's like a parody of that. It's the same guys that did, like, Super Troopers, did their own version of, like, Waiting. Where it has, like, these goofy cast of waiters and stuff. And one of the guys, the one that played Officer Ramathor from fucking Super Troopers, plays this guy called Nuts. Because apparently he's fucking crazy.
Oh, my God.
So he doesn't take his pills like he's supposed to because daylight savings fucks everything up. So he starts tripping out, starts calling himself Zongo. He's like, Zongo is here. And he starts, like, skipping to the restaurant and shit. So he starts, like, fucking selling all these people this crazy shit. So they're trying to go be basically what happens is, what's his name? Michael Clark Duncan walks in. And he plays Leon Salmon. So he's basically this boxing champion or whatnot. So everybody's afraid of him to tell him no or something like that. So basically what happens is he's like, oh, I owe the Yakuza $10,000 or something dollars, which is really, you'll find in the end it's 10,000 yen, not $10,000.
And what, 10,000 yen is like what in US dollars? Like,
I forgot what he said, how much that was. And it was not that much. He goes, oh, okay. Because he said he owes the Yakuza or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So he starts telling the manager, which is the guy that plays Officer Farva from Super Troopers, that he needs to make $10,000. So he makes a contest out of who can sell the most. So they all of them start doing some crazy shit to outdo each other. Well, fucking Nuts there goes crazy. He doesn't take his pills. And he starts walking on them saying his name is Zongo. And he's like walking up to this table of frat guys. He's like, hey, those guys over there called you a bunch of pussies. Are you going to let them out? Do you know? Okay, you better tell them. We're going to go top shelf. We're going to go double top shelf. He starts like amping them up and shit. It's hilarious. And then you watch as these guys start fucking trying to do like these wacky shit. They got this ballerina girl gets her face burned by soup. So she goes over to Cleon Salmon's table and he screams like a little girl. He's like, ah! He goes, Why'd you come over with her soup face? And her face is all fucked up and shit. And he's freaking out. He's like, it just scared the hell out of me. And the whole time he's walking around, he's talking to this little Japanese dude, trying to convince him to make a salmon chocolate bar.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, the fuck? He goes, yeah, those guys are like that fish candy shit. I'm like, what the fuck is going on in this movie, dude? I'm so fucked up. But it's not too bad. It's one of the ones that are cycling through my rotation of movies I watch. Scott Pilgrim still being number one, and then I also watched this other one called Grind that Stacy fucking absolutely hates. She's like, it's the worst movie ever. It's like this skateboarder movie I was watching from the 90s, and she got so mad every time I turn it on. She's like, why do you always turn this movie on? I'm like, it's just background noise.
Mm-mm-mm.
Mm-hmm. You know? So, yeah. Though, in case y'all haven't seen Pan's Labyrinth, though, I'm telling you, that one's a fucked up movie, too.
Oh, Pan's Labyrinth. I did watch that. It was weird. It was really weird.
It was there. The little dude sitting at the table with no fucking eyes on him, and then when there's hands or whatever. Like, it was really done really well, though, honestly, even though it's in Spanish, completely in Spanish, no English subtitle. It has the subtitles, but no English whatsoever this whole fucking movie, so. What are you typing over there?
I'm working and talking at the same time.
Oh, God, everybody, she's trying to work. Damn it, don't let her work.
Tell you, so I'm covering for somebody else testing this new website, and I'm helping their unit out, and let me tell you, I'm like just mind boggled how this person just continues to have a job with us. Like the steps are all out of order. It doesn't make sense. Some of the stuff that they're asking me to verify isn't even on this.
Oh, see, I didn't even think of this movie. Have you ever seen Henry, A Portrait of a Serial Killer?
No. What's that?
So apparently, I do remember seeing this on the list of like the top 10 like scariest movies in a horror movie. I kind of want to watch this one, Antichrist, but anyways, we'll get back to that in a second. I don't know what the hell that is. Got William Dafoe in that one. But Henry, Diary of a Serial Killer. I'm trying to get to the description here on this list I'm at. I totally forgot about this one. Basically, what it is this guy. He's like, you see the scene where he's sitting on the table, he's sitting at the chair watching something. So basically, it is, what's his name? It's a low budget film. Lead performance Michael Roker in the title. Roker works here is astonishing managing the crevices of humanity in a person so weird, so wired to inflict nothing but I don't even know how you fucking say it. Where meaningless damage upon around those, especially who dare anything resemble humans. So basically, what happens is like this guy goes on killing people. And there's this one where you're watching them break in this hotel room, okay? And they're inside the room, they're beating these girls or whatever, and stuff like that. So it pulls back so him and the other guy sitting there are watching the film, and they're like laughing. The other guy's laughing his ass off, and he goes, "Hey man, let's put that on repeat." And they're just sitting there watching this shit. I'm just like, "What the fuck, dude?" And it's like this for the whole movie. It's like you follow the guy around as he's over there killing people and all this other weird shit as he's doing it. But it's a really like low budget film, so it says okay. So it basically describes it as if it's a portrait of a serial killer and a portrait of what can happen if we allow ourselves to be dehumanized and desensitized to a point where empathy is impossible. It's a fucking weird movie, man. I remember seeing part of it. I'll have to rewatch it again to see, but there's some weird ones on this fucking list I just found.
Wow.
There's one called, where is it? It's called Antichrist, okay? Grieving couple retreats to their cabin in the woods, hoping to hear their broken hearts and troubled marriage, but nature takes its course and things go from bad to worst. And apparently it's got William Dafoe in this movie. Oh shit, you guys can watch this on Tubi. Okay, might have to watch that one now, see what the hell that's about. Another one we've got is, let's see, on this list here, number 5 is Cannibal Holocaust.
What the? Cannibal Holocaust?
Okay, so it says that this movie influenced Eli Roth. If y'all don't know the guy that did Green Inferno and did Hostel, apparently. I'm trying to see what else this thing says about this movie here.
There's one on here, Darkest.
Oh, during the rescue mission into the Amazon rainforest, a professor stumbles across a lost film shot by a missing documentary crew. Probably one of those people go to save the planet kind of things, get eaten alive. Basically like Green Inferno, and the granola crunchers go in to try and save the day and get eaten. Well, guess I can't save everybody, guys.
Here's one, Anarchist. It tells the story of a young couple in despair after the untimely death of their son, who head into the woods to do unspeakable things to each other and themselves.
Uh-oh.
Becomes an elemental
Michael,
backdrop.
be careful those woods, Michael. You never know, buddy. At least they're going to take you out there and you're fucked, man. You're fucked. Let's see, what do we got here? Irreversibles on this list. This is 42 films people could wish they hadn't seen.
Pink Flamingos, a John Walters film. You know that is going to be whack.
You know, a lot of these films are going to be fucking whack. Some of these shit, if they're on the list here. Man Behind the Sun, it says another one. Necromantic. That looks like cheesy. The Something Keepsy Tapes. What the fuck is this?
Here's a Japanese film called Funky Forest.
Oh, Jesus. You know that one's going to be interesting. Anything foreign, I feel right now is just going to be crazy.
Tetsuo, also a Japanese film.
Yeah.
Relentlessly disturbing and fashionistic.
Oh, number 19 on this list, Terrifier 2. This I'm telling you, Terrifier. You ever seen Terrifier? This movie's like, I mean, not too bad actually. I mean, it is pretty gruesome at times, but you know, it's hilarious because Art the Clown cracks me up because he's just like the things he says, and he just does all this weird shit, and then he has this like Barney moment where he's like daydreaming, and then all of a sudden you see him like what does he say? He starts like uh. He starts killing all the kids. Like, he's, like, dancing around like he's Barney. He's celebrating all the kids and stuff. And then he starts going through murdering them all. I'm like, oh, my God. That's great. Like, there's some pretty crazy movies on this thing I'm going to have to watch. Oh, the one gets The Mist. There you go. That's a good one, too.
Oh,
I'm into psychologically disturbing films now. Serbian film is still one, by the way, in case anybody wants to watch it, you sick bastards.
Cloverfield's a good one with the guy from Roseanne.
You don't know who John Candy is? Oh, no, wait. No, what's
Goodman.
his name? What's his name? There you go. Goodman. He cracks me up. Goodman is great. The Mist is a good one. Okay, so The Mist. All right, so I don't want to give away the ending of this movie. If you've never seen this movie, the ending will fuck you up. I swear to God, it'll fuck you up. Like, you'll be like, "What the fuck, dude?" Like, it gets that crazy. Like, the end of this movie gets that insane.
Have you seen that movie where like everybody starts going blind? Like in the world, and like the whole world society collapses, and there's one woman that doesn't go blind.
Is it Songbird? Is that the one with Sandra Bullock?
No, it's older than that one.
Really?
I gotta.
Well, because I know something similar to that one is, what is it? The Happening, where it's just all of a sudden the people just start going crazy, and that's the one with Marky Mark in it.
It's got Mark Ruffalo, Julia Moore, and it's called Blindness. And
no, I don't think I've ever seen that one.
It came out in 2008. It's great. Like, so they start like putting people into camps that have gone blind because they think it's like infectious or whatever, right? But she went to this camp with her husband, and she pretends that she's blind, but she's there helping him and stuff. But it gets really crazy because there's people that were already blind living as blind. They become like really mean, and like they're like raping people. They're like holding food.
Oh shit! Okay.
It's like really crazy, but it ends up being like the whole entire world goes, because so they get locked in these camps, and they're forgotten because everybody goes blind. And it's like for a couple of weeks or months or whatever, and then all of a sudden everybody's vision comes back, and like the whole world's like just completely shut down, like your electricity and everything else, and everything's like all crazy. It was really weird. And it kind of makes you think about like if we ever have an attack, or like when society really, like how much society's really like dependent on like the electricity and mobile and flying, because that was everything. Like nobody could fly planes, nobody could
Oh,
travel.
you know what's what I never even thought of? You ever
What?
seen Dark Water? I'm looking
Yeah.
at this list and I just remember this one. It's called Dark Water. Okay, so this mom and this kid moved into this apartment. Don't remember exactly why, the exact reason why it was that they moved in there, but they moved into this new apartment. Okay, so all of a sudden they start seeing this like these stains on the ceiling that look like dark, like really dark water. You know,
Mm-hmm.
so the little girl is getting left home alone and mom is not there and stuff. So it just starts getting weirder and weirder and weirder. So I'm like, dude, this is insane. And then the end of it, I'm trying to find the American version of it because there's a
I
Japanese
was gonna
version
say,
that's pretty bad.
okay, so this isn't the one with Mark Ruffalo in it,
Hmm.
is it or no?
I don't think so. No.
Oh,
Let me
because
see. I'm looking at it right
there's
now. There's Tim Robbins in this one. Oh, yeah, Mark Ruffalo. Yeah. Yeah,
okay.
yeah. This is the one where it says the case against the chemical manufacturing company
Factor play.
DuPont after they contaminated town with chemicals.
Yeah, I watched that, and let me just take a moment. I love Mark Ruffalo. Like he came here to Pennsylvania to when they were doing like fracking protests and stuff like that, and he was here. Like he is like an amazing guy. Um,
Yeah.
so I really like him, and he did some of these films like that because he is something that he's really like passionate about and stuff too. So he did really good in this movie. I did like that.
Oh, see. There's another one that's called like Dark Water or something like that, with the mom and the daughter are there. There's something similar, but I've seen that one, but there's another one I'm thinking of. It's called Dark Water, I believe is what it was. I can't think what it is now. Oh yeah, okay, here it is. Here it is. I think this is it. The 2005 one. Okay, yeah. There's another one. It's the remake of the 2002 Japanese film. Inspired for the short story "Floating Water." So the person who wrote this basically wrote the Ring trilogy. It stars Jennifer Connelly, Tim Roth, James C. Riley, and a couple other people I've never even heard of. Okay, so basically in this one is the one where the kid and the mom move into this weird apartment.
Mm-hmm.
Says that Kylie wants Cecilia to be closer to his apartment in Jersey, but Dahlia wants to move to a cheaper Roosevelt Island where she found a good school. So they decided to move the one to Roosevelt Island, okay? Finds a Hello Kitty backpack near the water tower on the roof. Shortly after they move in, the ceiling begins to leak with dark water. Okay, so this is the one I'm talking about now. This is the one where it was like she starts seeing ghosts and shit like that, reoccurring nightmares and shit like
Oh,
that. Saying that she has an imaginary friend that's fucking crazy or something like that. I believe the end of it is that the girl goes with the ghost and the mom drowns in the bathtub, if I'm right.
oh shit.
Yeah, yeah, okay. All right, yeah. So basically the film ends with Kyle and Celia leaving. So basically, but the mom I think floods, basically dies in the apartment. Mother promised her to be your mother, floods the overwhelming apartment and drowns Dahlia and Natasha, and Dahlia become ghosts to walk the halls. 3 weeks later, yeah. So basically, the mom gets killed in this movie.
Okay.
So I think it was the ghost that was trying to do something. I'm trying to remember because I haven't seen this movie in a while. Yeah, the imaginary friend. Okay, here we go. All right, so the troubling imaginary friend Natasha is the one that convinces the mom to be her mother. So she's like, "Oh, you da da da," and the friend is like a ghost, basically convinces mom. So that's why mom drowns inside the water because she ends up being the kid's mom. So they walk the halls together now. So the younger girl that was with her ends up going with, um, what is it? Yeah, Cecilia's teacher. So Cecilia's teacher, the younger girl's gone. The mom kills herself basically in the end of this movie. Gets drowned in the bathtub by the black water that's coming through the ceiling or whatnot. So then 3 weeks later, Kyle will pick up the rest of her belongings in the apartment in the elevator. Dahlia's ghost braids Cecilia's hair, telling her she will always be with her. So yeah, basically the mom tells her in the end that she'll always be with her, which is fucking crazy because like the whole movie that like weird spot in the ceiling shows up and then eventually, like I said, that ghost comes. The teacher brings the ghost to her attention, and then I don't remember what the argument was the little girl had, convinces her to be her mom, and that's when you watch the bitch get drowned in the bathtub. I was like, dude, what the fuck is going on in this movie, dude? It's
Do you
insane.
remember? Have you seen In Dreams with Robert Downey Jr.?
I don't think I have.
It's kind of like that. Almost kind of sounds like it a little bit weird. But
No, this one, I remember this one because that was what it was. They fucking basically, the woman drowns in the bathtub. Now, I have to watch this other one, Dark Waters.
yeah,
That one I
Dark
gotta
Water
see because I haven't watched that one yet. I've heard of it.
In Dreams with Robert Downey Jr. is a 1999 movie. It's a really good movie. Like, it's a movie I remember from my childhood. It's a really fucked up, crazy movie. It's like a dream world connection to a serial murderer that this lady, this suburban housewife has. It's like really weird.
Yeah. Yeah. And then what is another one I've watched? I remember there was another one I watched. You know, it's like watching Candyman for the first time for people is fucked up. Like that movie did it all for us, bro. Back in the day, Candyman was scared the fuck out of most people. Because it was so intense, and like you watch it late at night, and like it was a real test to your thought how fucking much horror you can handle, man. Because you watch that movie, and then you try to go in that bathroom, oh hell no, you try flipping that light on before you come in there, freaking out, like trying to tell yourself the shit ain't real, because it was that good of a psychological film, man. It just like fucked with your head the whole time, literally fucked. That was a great one. And then another one is the like I was saying, The Mist. If you haven't watched The Mist, the fucking that ending of that movie is fucking intense.
Yeah.
Like it's fucking crazy, dude. Like you watch it and it's just like, goddamn. It's one of those like ones where you realize the ending happens and then 2 seconds later they would have been okay. And you're like, what the fuck, dude? Really? Like what the fuck, man? Like in the decision that this person had to make was just it was fucking insane. I was like, whoa. I don't know, man. I don't even know if I was at that point I could do it. That'd be just fucking intense to try and do all that shit.
I feel like they've made that movie over a couple times, but like just differently. Because I think it's called The Fog. It's similar to that.
No, I don't know if they are the same. I think The Mist is a little different. The Mist was the one that was in the grocery store. The Fog, I think, was a lot different way the plot lines played out.
Yeah, it is because like they're in like their houses and like they're going from house to house.
Yeah.
Yeah, the grocery, but the Miss Word in the grocery store. That one's wild.
Yeah, that was the one I told you. The ending of that one was just intense. I was like,
yeah.
dude. Another good one too is the one that I don't think a lot of people saw was called Pulse. And it was the one with Kristen Bell, where basically what happens if technology turns on us, kind of like Terminator.
Oh, yeah.
Except for this one, the undead were using electronic sound waves basically to communicate with people. But for whatever reason, they were using like red tape and they were taping stuff off, so the red kept all the ghost spirits out or whatever. So eventually, she eventually starts like having these problems. Like in the basement, she has like this spider thing climbing out of the fucking dryer. I was like, oh shit, dude, it fucked with me for a minute. Because it was crazy. Because like it's like, what if technology turned on you? Basically, think about it. We're so technologically advanced. Like the Terminator future really isn't too far off from what the Father AI was saying. But Pulse was like, it took it there. Like the dead is talking to you. Basically talking to you through your phones and your TVs and your computers and stuff like that and things like that. And basically, what she does is she takes off, tries to get away because their cell phone basically lets them to be communicating with her, and they're trying to call her and shit. Like one missed call, the one where the people die and then they call each other on the phone and they start calling you or whatever. So she goes out so far out that she loses cell phone signal, and then she's finally safe. I'm like, what the fuck, dude? Really? I was like, really? It's like when technology attacks. It's like a Terminator moment, but it's more surreal. Like it wasn't like robots take over. It's more like, what if the dead can communicate to us through our electronic devices and shit like that? I was like, no, sir. And then what is it? The Annabelle movies too? Let me tell you now, those are fucked up too because those are so real. Like the actual doll is real, but not the doll that's in those films, man. But they're pretty fucking crazy.
The doll that's in the film is more weirder than because like the original Annabelle is a Raggedy Ann and Andy doll.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying though. It's like it was just that doll was creepy as fuck, dude. I mean, I'm saying like that's what creeped me out. But yeah, the Raggedy Ann thing was not shocking because they were showing videos on lives and stuff, and they were moving the fucking doll around. I'm like, why are you moving that fucking doll, bro? Leave it alone. Because the Warners or whatever they were claiming now okay, so now people are claiming the Warners, the people that had that, basically said that they said that they faked a lot of their stuff. I'm like, I don't know how you fake that fucking doll moving there, man. That thing's moving.
Right.
Like, you can say whatever you want. Demons are not real. Da, da, da. I don't know, man. I think a lot more goes into that people fucking realize, man. People just like to discard shit too much because of the movies and all this other fucked up shit we're watching because we're getting desensitized about shit. I think people need to wake up and take a look because there's some crazy shit going on. Like, I don't remember what it was watching. I was watching Haunted or something, one of those like shows where they're showing like different like exorcism and shit like that, dude. And they were talking about the one with the Warners where the lady was lifting off the fucking ground. I was like, oh hell no. Mm-mm. I mean, that shit's happening. I'm out the fucking house. Fuck that. Amityville horror? I'm out the fucking house. You ain't gotta ask me twice. You'll see a cloud of smoke and my big ass will be out that door faster than Sonic the Hedgehog. Nope, gone. Because the Amityville horror house is real. I met a girl when I was living down south, and she was telling us that her uncle lives 3 houses down from that house. I'm like, nope. I'd be selling my house in that fucking street, man. There's no goddamn way I'd be staying in that neighborhood with that fucking house there. Nope, screw you. Because what's stopping it from coming over to my house? You know what I mean? Like, I'm 3 houses down. Mm-mm. No, sir. Fuck that. Especially ghosts. Nope, not fucking with that shit whatsoever. Because, all of it's based on, like, energies and shit like that. I'm good, man. Nope. Mm-mm. No, sirree, Bob. I'm not fucking with ghosts, man. I'm telling you right now. We don't understand a lot of that shit. People don't seem to get it. They all want to say it's fake. I don't know, man. I don't know. You start mixing into some shit, you know, like that whole Necronomicon thing where they claim it's never been real, but it's a real thing. Like those Army of Darkness movies talk about the Book of the Dead, being bound by human skin. It's a real thing.
Yeah.
Like, people don't seem to take this shit serious. I'm like, bro, y'all are fucking around, man. Like, you all just like to fuck around too much shit and find out. That's the problem here, man.
Yeah, and like kids or people like messing with like making like little curses or entity thingies.
Oh yeah, my wife will be the first one to tell you. You better be careful when you're fucking around that shit because she'll be the first one to tell you that it's not a joke.
Ouija boards, kids fucking around with Ouija boards.
Listen, okay, we all fucked around the Ouija board. Okay, we didn't realize what we were doing. Okay,
right.
All right, let's all be honest. We honestly know how the fucking thing worked. Honestly, I guarantee we weren't talking to anybody, but still, like, somebody knows how to use that thing. It's just
Yep.
That's the problem. People don't take that shit serious, man. It's fucking crazy. Like, you do your research, man. You start looking into some of that shit. You find out some weird shit like the Mothman, that one over there in the Rhode Island area or whatever it is.
Mm-hmm.
That one's fucking crazy. How do you explain that to me? Like, there's too many things out there that you can't explain to me. You can't say it's a light show, this and that. The whole UFO thing, we already knew that was real. There's an actual case they were talking about in South America that there was actually a sighting of an alien. Like, they didn't describe it as like your little green men with no. This was a gray figure, had a distinct weird smell. They were talking about like it smelled like rotting flesh or something like that. And these people were so disturbed to talk about it that the guy who was trying to interview him was like, he's like, I was talking to him. He's like, and every time before I even got to the subject, the guy said, if you ask me about this, he said, I swear to God, he said, I'm going to end this conversation right now, and we're done talking, because that's how afraid they were to talk about it. Because apparently, one of them had crash landed in their town, was walking through their town, and like the guy described the weird ship's metal as like it crumpled up like a foil, wrapper foil.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, like an aluminum foil basically, but he said then it regained its shape instantly, and I was like, what the fuck, dude? And it's not like it's some conspiracy theorist guy. No, this guy went out and did the research. He did the groundwork, and he was like offering people money to talk about this, and people wouldn't talk about it because they were that terrified about whatever they had seen. And he said that you could remember the smell, and that's all he kept saying. Is like people kept saying it had a weird rotting smell because he eventually was trying to get this tape of these 2 guys in a van, and I seen it because I seen the video that he was talking about. But basically, what he says is that he says if you watch this film, he said that you can see the 2 guys inside the van. It lights up in the van, not outside the van, because he said something comes over the top of the van and it stops. And these 2 dudes are terrified. They're like, oh shit. And then all of a sudden the inside of the van lights up. He said that's the weirdest part about it is that people didn't notice that the inside lights up, not the outside. Because if it was above him on the outside of the thing would have lit up on the outside, he said. But the inside of this thing illuminates. And these two dudes are freaking out. So he was trying to buy the videotape from one of the original guys who had it. He's like, I offered him like $60,000-$70,000 for a VHS. He's like, I don't even know if it still works or not. I was like, that's fucking crazy, dude. Like you can't explain that to people. Tell me that's not weird. That's not real at all, because how do you explain that to someone? Light effects? Well, when that film was done, there's no fucking way. We didn't have that kind of lighting. We didn't have the whole LEDs and all the other weird light strip shit that we had beforehand, stuff
Right.
like that. So,
what would be like I'm thinking for our next episode, we need to talk about the Mandela effect, because there is so much stuff like
yes.
Fruit of
The
the Loom.
whole, what is it? The whole, what is his name? Sinbad movie that never came out that was there?
Yeah. Like,
Yes.
but I think it did come out, and like Fruit of the Loom having a cornucopia on their logo, and then be like, "No, we never had it," and then they found.
I swear they did at one point. I seen that one. I was like,
Yeah, and they did, though. It was somebody proved that they were lying, and they proved that there was stuff from the government for them to take that out. Like, they found emails and official letters. Somebody found clothing and took the picture. Like, it's there.
yeah. No, I get
Like,
it. I get it 100%. Like I said, I've seen people talk about the Mandela effect. It's crazy, too, because people are like, I know this happened because I've seen it. And then it didn't happen again. I'm like, yeah, pretty much.
yeah, like in Star Wars, does he say, Luke, I am your father?
Yeah, he does.
Right? That's what no. It's saying now. They're saying he says, no, I am your father.
No, because the quote was always, Luke, I'm your father.
I am your father.
Exactly.
Yes.
That's what he said. So they must have changed.
Right. And that's the thing. Like, I'm pretty sure they did change it, because they changed everything. But like, the famous quote is, Luke, I am your father.
Right? Because
Now
it's like,
saying, no, I am your father. Like, no.
no, because I don't know. That's weird, though. That's true. We'll have to look up some other weird Mandela effects.
Yeah. That's been like a big thing. Oh, and Pikachu. Pikachu has a little black tip on his tail.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, they're saying that he never did. And everything, if you look at all the new Pikachus, he doesn't have the black tip.
Really? Hold on. I have to see that. See, I thought he did for the longest time. Because he always did in the Orange Island Leagues. He had it, I remember, because when he started learning Iron Tail, he had that black tip on his thing.
Yeah.
Now, the earlier ones, I don't remember. Like, when he faced off against Lieutenant Surge, I don't remember if he had that.
I've always known him to have that black tip, and now he doesn't, and they're saying that he never did. And I'm like, why is...
Well, he did in his pre-form, he has the black tip, though. Remember when he's Pika?
Yeah.
Pichu or whatever it is?
Pikachu. Pika.
He doesn't, really. Get the fuck out of here. He did it, because he had it at one point. Well, you know what they could be referencing, too, is remember, because his pre-form, when they brought out gold and silver, he had the black tip on there. And I don't remember if he did in the games. I couldn't remember exactly if he did or not. I swear to God, he did in the earlier ones. The earlier films, I believe he did. There's no way in hell he didn't.
Yeah, I'm looking at all this stuff where he has a black tail, but everybody's saying that Pikachu's tail was never black. It's a Mandela effect, and it's a lot, but such a lie, because I'm looking at pictures right now from the show and stuff, and he's got a black tip. That's how I remember it.
Yeah, see, that's what it does say that.
Because it just looks weird without
remember the Onyx. Okay, so the other one is the Onyx argument, remember? Because they were saying how his name is spelled OINX, but now it's how it is now versus when it was ONYX. I thought it was OYNX for the longest time in the first, like, 2 games. This one is saying that Pikachu's tail is different depending on their gender. So maybe we were mixing it up, because remember, he does meet another Pikachu in the show at one point, where Ash is thinking about leaving Pikachu with the rest of the Pikachus he finds, because he's like, oh, there's your family and stuff. Which is, to me, is the dumbest shit ever. Why are you going to keep leaving your shit behind, bro? Like, you want to be a Pokemon master, but you keep letting all your fucking Pokemon leave. Butterfree, and then Charizard, he leaves with those guys in the Charizard Valley or whatever because he can't handle them. Say, bro, get your ass out there and put the work in, son. Stop crying, Ash. All right, stop being a bitch. Yeah, that's something we'll have to talk about that one next time for sure.
Yeah.
Karen, that'll be the next time, all right? Mandela effect. You have to let me know what you know about it, okay? Come on now.
Yeah, but that Sinbad genie movie with Shaquille O'Neal.
Was it Sinbad or was it Shaquille O'Neal?
It
Because I
said
do remember the Shaquille O'Neal one.
Doesn't exist. If the 1990s were, let's see, on Mandela Effect, people swear that there was a genie movie starring comedian Sinbad.
Yep. It's called Shazam.
Realists think they may be getting it confused with the film Kazam starring basketball player Shaquille O'Neal.
Nope. It was Sinbad. Sinbad was big at the time. I do remember that one because he was big at the time.
And now they're saying that, so, in like Forrest Gump's, like, they're saying life isn't always like a box of chocolates. Most memorable role, Gump saying that his mama always said life is like a box of chocolates. Turns out that he actually said life was like a box of chocolates.
I remember saying that life is like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're gonna get.
Right.
So they're saying that's wrong too?
Yep.
God damn it. We're gonna dive deep in this guys next time, right?
Yep.
We're definitely gonna have deep into this shit, okay? I'm telling you what, it's just fucking weird, dude. I'm telling you. They're trying to change shit on me, god damn it. They're trying to gaslight us, god damn it. I can't handle this no more.
Right? And that's what they're doing. The government does this to us on purpose. That's how they do this.
Oh, whoa. You would calm down the conspiracy theory shit right there, okay? We're not government calm down now. The government lies to us always, all right? There's nothing shocking there. As the movies have not taught us enough.
Yep.
Okay?
Oh, speaking of government, so let me tell you, did you know in Germany they have burnout leave where you get paid? You go to your doctors and be like, I'm burnt out. Mentally, I'm just burnt out, right? And they can write you a note for 6 weeks of paid leave. And after that 6 weeks, if you need more time, then your insurance kicks in and pays for you to be off on this burnout leave. And they'll send you to like places, like they'll send you to like a spa retreat to like help, if you want to go back to school and like change your careers, they do that too. I was like, Jesus, like I've been burnt out since I was 25. Like what the
We
hell?
all been burnt out, man. You should meet my wife. She's burnt out about.
I was like, I need to switch where I live. This is crazy.
No, I told you I'm going to Canada, man. Think that free healthcare there.
Yeah. Oh, Germany has the best healthcare too.
Germany is then I'm heading to.
Yeah.
Fucking. I'm German, so they should let me in. Should be no damn arguments there. I'm German and Polish, so the only conflict they're gonna have is that I'm harsh German or Polish. I don't know how they still feel about them, but it is what it is at that point.
Well, actually, there is less.
Okay, go inside real quick before I leave.
Like racist and Nazi people in Germany now than there's more in the United States than there.
Well, yeah, I get that, because somebody has an idea and everybody runs with it, kind of thing. I mean, you don't have to go outside. Okay, fine. This dog is driving me crazy.
All right. Well, let's wrap this up.
Okay, let's wrap it up, everybody. Next time, we're going to talk about the Mandela effect.
Definitely.
So, Darren, like I said, if you're listening, I'm going to text you after I'm finished recording this. You'll probably get a message before this even airs anyways. I will definitely send you what you need to have so you can be on there next week so we can talk about it all. So, but anyways, guys, it's been a great time here in the corner store as always. This is our episode, The Fucked Up Movies We Watched, turned into the Mandela Effect Part 2 coming up next. That's the joys of having your own podcast, by the way. You can change the subject mid-subject because we want to. So, anyways, we're signing off right now. This is your boy Pete, the serial killer. Love Buzz. Tell them goodbye.
Peace, love, and chicken grease, y'all.
All right, guys. Until next time, we'll see you then. Have fun in corner stores. Later.
Bye.